All right. Good morning. Good morning.
And we're back.
We're going to be getting started here in just a moment. Just a moment here. We
How
are.
they X out and come back in?
I'm just refreshing.
Let's see what happens.
We're going to be getting started here in just a moment. Go ahead and state your name. Well, we see your name, but post what country, what city, what state that you are chiming in from. We'd love to see that so we can continue to connect with you all once we're done. Also, if you're not part of the When Dreams Collide group, go ahead and join that as well for the continued conversations that we are going to have afterwards. You don't want to miss that. It's going to be absolutely incredible. We are looking forward to that. Why this isn't doing it, but talk to me a bit.
Can you just share it into that group or no?
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna have to do. We're just supposed to automatically go live.
And we'll figure it out.
Yes, talk to me.
Hey, folks. We're almost there. Give us a moment. We're going to be getting started here in about 1 minute. We're just sharing these, sharing the broadcast to the various platforms here so that we are, everybody's able to see it here at the same time and go back and also to be able to replay. So let us know where you're chiming in from, please, as we at least get ready to set this up for today. We'll have it streamlined a lot better over the next coming days here.
So again, go ahead and put in the comments the city and state or country that you are chiming in from. Share it as well on your pages. Invite your friends, your family, your coworkers. Get everybody connected.
So they can share it.
Yes.
Oh, good.
Share
You can share it. You
Absolutely.
can share it. Okay, so
Yes.
we're sharing it in the group, the When Dreams Collide group, but you can also share the message and the video so everybody can see it that's already connected, because obviously everybody's been in huge anticipation for this. And so we already knew the enemy was going to attempt to do something because it was already tested and working. And here we are today. But we're excited about it nonetheless. We are almost there in terms of sharing it. And once we're done sharing it, we'll go ahead and jump right into it. But I want to say good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, kings and queens. Good morning, world changers. Good morning, students of excellence. Good morning, vision carriers. Good morning, family. Good morning, VIPs, vision, impact, partners. This is the day that the Lord has made, and we will rejoice and be glad in it. I'm excited about your future. Yes, did you hear me? I said I am excited about your future. And that's why I want to talk to you from a thought this morning. Leave me alone. Yeah. Leave me alone. Would you write that down somewhere, post it on social media? Leave me alone. There's a difference between wanting to be left alone and feeling lonely. There is a difference between wanting to be left alone and feeling lonely. Ladies and gentlemen, what I have discovered is very simply this. Oftentimes, you can be around thousands of people and still feel all alone. Yeah. You can be around tens of thousands of people and still feel all alone because, ladies and gentlemen, I believe in the 1-2-a-box theory. When you die and leave here, when your time is done on earth, when your purpose is completed on earth, you are going to go 1-2-a-box. It's only you getting into that casket. Your mom can't get into the casket. Your best friend will not get into the casket. Your ex, your boyfriend, your husband, your family, nobody else will get into the casket. It's only you getting into the casket. And so at this time, as you go through this brief sojourn, as you go through this, maybe this transition in life. I define transition as that place in life where you say, I don't necessarily know where I'm going, but I do know where I am no longer staying. And when I'm going through that process, I need you to leave me alone. I don't want to hear from another preacher. I don't want to hear from another pastor. I don't want to hear from another apostle. I don't need to hear from another business consultant. I don't need to hear from another entrepreneur. I don't want to even hear from a mama. I need you to leave me alone. Every product functions to the degree of its manufacturing specifications. Let me say that again. Every product performs to the degree of its manufacturing specifications. And the challenge with so many of us is that we've got so many people trying to fix us, trying to give us advice, trying to put us together. And now we are malfunctioning. And what I'm saying is sometimes I just need you to leave me alone. I need you to leave me alone so I can get reconnected, not to the resource, but directly to the source. I need to be plugged in to the source. You know, this is why fasting is so important, because if you don't fast, you won't last. And if you don't pray, you can't stay. I need you to leave me alone. Leave me alone so I can get back connected to my source. The source code can be downloaded into me, and I can understand exactly and precisely what I need to be doing in this season, because I have gotten to the point in my life where I say I would rather crawl to my future than run back to my past. Leave me alone. I don't have no problem with you. Leave me alone. I have no beef with you. Leave me alone. There's no static. There's no drama. There's no issue. Baby, I don't agree with your methods, but leave me alone. We don't have to agree. We don't have to be kumbaya. We don't have to be best friends. We don't have to sleep in the same house. We don't have to be in the same vicinity. We can be in the same company. We can be in the same organization. We can be in the same all of this, but I need you to leave me alone. Not for you, but for me. And ladies and gentlemen, here's what I've discovered. You've got to learn how to stop asking I-minded people to accomplish we visions. I-minded people will never, ever put themselves in the position long-term to accomplish the objective that we have to do together. But I can tell you, you cannot lead the we until you get the I right. And so many of us, if we're not careful while we lead, will bleed. And it will bleed out if you don't decide to tell people, leave me alone. I'm not mad at you. I'm not angry with them. I'm not casting judgment. I'm not castigating you. I'm not isolating me. I'm insulating my mind. I need you to leave me alone. If you leave me alone for this season, I promise I get better. If you leave me alone for this season, I promise you I won't be bitter. If you leave me alone for this season, I promise you I will grow where I'm planted, because I have dared to believe in the dark what God showed me in the light. Did you hear me? You've got to believe in the dark what God has shown you in the light. And the only way you can do that is sometimes you have to tell people, leave me alone.
This is such a powerful message, and important for everybody who is working around people. You know, I back everything that I do, every decision that I make, every stance that I take on the word. And so Titus chapter 3 verses 10 and 11 says that warn a divisive person. A divisive person is someone who promotes heresy or gossip, okay, or causes dissension, okay, which is division and discourse, okay. You warn that person once, then it says warn them a second time. After that, catch it, have nothing to do with them. You warn them once, you warn them twice. 3 strikes, you're out.
Wow.
Have nothing to do with them. And it says you may be sure that such people are warped, they are twisted, they are sinful, and they are self-condemned. They are gratified by causing confusion among believers. If you know individuals who fit in that category, who cause dissension, who promote gossip, who promote heresy, who promote de-edification, who promote division, who create drama and all of that, who are messy, catty, all of those things, it says warn them once, warn them twice, and you have nothing else to do with them. These are my words. This is the word of God saying this, okay? Mm-hmm. And so regardless of what your spiritual belief is, the principles are holding true. If you have someone in your life who is constantly creating drama, who is causing problems to you, every time you look up is something. They have your name in something. Somebody else is always bringing you something back that they said and all of that. That is a neon light flashing loudly for you to tell them, leave me alone. And there are so many ways to make a person leave you alone. On social media, there's the unfollow feature. I believe that there's 3 levels of leaving alone, okay, based on how mad you are at the person. So there's unfollow,
that's right.
Okay, there's unfriend, and then there's block. And it aligns with the warnings. So you tell them a first time, leave me alone, unfollow. You tell them a second time, leave me alone, unfriend. That third time, it says have nothing more to do with them. So guess what? Block. Wow. Listen, you can't get to the future by holding on or staying connected to people who are constantly trying to remind you of your past, who are constantly attempting to keep you stagnant. You know, an enemy is anybody who attempts to sabotage your influence or silence your voice. And that's Dr. Miles Monroe, right? An enemy is anyone who attempts to sabotage your influence or silence your voice. They don't want you speaking. They don't want you talking. They definitely don't want you posting on social media. What? You know, social media gives everybody a voice. And the people who want to keep their thumb on you can't police that. Because, I mean, you're a free person. You know, you may own the company, but you don't own the people who build it. So people have their free will to communicate however they see fit. And here's the deal for those of you who are those people who create dissension, who create discourse and division in different places and organizations and ministries or whatever the platform may be. Understand this. You're not going to be able to move forward and do what it is that God has called you to do. Right. If you keep attempting to pull somebody else back. The scripture also tells us that we are snared, which means we are trapped, we are imprisoned, we are incarcerated, we are sentenced to every word that we speak. So every negative thing that you speak against someone else, you are instantly sentencing yourself to that exact same thing. So if you're talking about a person and saying, oh, well, they're not going to win. They're not going to have success in their new venture. They're not going to, the project is going to fail. It's going to collapse. The marriage, the relationship isn't going to last. All of those negative things that you are saying about somebody else, you are it's like a boomerang. You are redirecting that thing right back to yourself. You have to watch what you say. Leave me alone. Leave people alone. If somebody is doing what God has called them to do and they're not harming anybody, meaning, you know, nobody's dying from it, nobody's being hospitalized from it, nothing terrible is happening to an individual, then get out of their way. Get out of their way. Because you're not, anything that God sets in motion, he's going to see through. Any and everything that God sets in motion, he's going to see through. And anybody who attempts to stand in the way of stopping that is going to be destroyed. Not the people you are attempting to destroy. You are going to be destroyed. So it's not a healthy thing. So for those of you who are in those situations where you have those type of people around you, it could be your boss. First of all, I'm sorry because I know you got to pay your bills. I know it's tough. I'm not advising you to walk out on your job today, okay? I'm an entrepreneur. We're serial entrepreneurs. We strongly believe in being in business for yourself. And we also strongly believe in using wisdom, okay, when making those decisions. Don't make a decision like that out of haste, out of emotion, out of excitement, none of those things. Make sure you have a plan in place. Ignorance on fire, I think, will give you a pass one time. Well, you got a one-time pass to be ignorance on fire. Meaning you don't know what you're doing, but you're so fired up, you're so excited, you're doing the work and you're getting results anyway. You're like, I'm a superstar. No, you're just ignorance or lack of knowledge, which is all that means, on fire. And as soon that fire is going to dwindle down, and that excitement is going to go away. So you're going to have to eventually build being who you are. Which is going to be tough for a lot of people if you don't have the things in place. But nonetheless, when you are in those environments that are toxic, you have to not isolate yourself, but insulate yourself from those individuals. And just take a bold stance. I don't stand by or for anyone or anything. I don't stand, if I don't stand for you, I'm not standing by you. Okay, so I don't stand by people, places, projects, anything that I don't stand for. Now, just because I may be standing with doesn't mean I'm endorsing or anything. There may be a situation where I have to, but when I say stand by, meaning I'm with you. I'm in your corner. I support you. I'm edifying you. I'm uplifting you. I do not stand by who and what I don't stand for. If the Spirit of the Lord isn't in it, meaning there isn't grace, favor, and flow, then I won't be there. And so to all those individuals who have done their best to attempt to sabotage anyone at any point in time, me, you, anybody, leave us alone.
Well, she said it directly. Leave me alone. And what's so important is this topic, this message, it's applicable to different places in life. I've seen it happen in ministry. I've seen it happen in job situations. I've even seen it happen in families. I've seen it happen in business. When people can no longer influence, they begin to manipulate. And so here's the thing. What you have to understand and realize as you're going through a process of it, it is not a person you're fighting, because here it is. We wrestle not against flesh and blood. We are wrestling against spirit. What is spirit? Words are spirit. You're wrestling against spirits. And the key thing when you're wrestling, if you think of a wrestling match happens typically between two people, and they're entangled within this match. And the person who wins in a wrestling match is the person who exerts themselves the more, exerts themselves smartly. They exert their power. They exert what they're doing more than the opposing party or more than the counter person. And so if your spirit is not continue to exert, you're not exerting your stance, you're not exerting your spirit of truth, you're not speaking in the spirit of truth, you're not speaking in the spirit of love, if you're not speaking the word of God, then here's what happens. Darkness takes over. And this is why when I say leave me alone, oftentimes you have to remove yourself from the equation for things to add up. In other words, let me say it this way. When things don't add up, subtract yourself. Shucks. When things do not add up, I must subtract myself. It just simply means leave me alone. It doesn't mean we're beefing. Doesn't mean we're fighting. Doesn't mean I'm angry. Doesn't mean I'm slandering. It doesn't mean I'm going to entangle myself and do all these negative things. It just means that I see an explosion in the ministry about to happen. I see an explosion in the company about to happen. I see an explosion in the job that's about to happen. I see an explosion in the businesses that's about to happen. And I don't want to become a casualty of war.
Amen.
Leave me alone.
I think they got the message.
Yes.
At least I hope they did.
Yes.
Well, here's the deal. We want to thank you all for joining us this morning on Motivational Moment in the Morning with Jarrod and Porshea Wilkins. Here are 5 steps to stay connected. Number 1, like the When Dreams Collide Facebook page. Number 2, join the When Dreams Collide group. We're going to continue this conversation that we're having right now in the group. Okay, so go ahead, join the group. Number 3, follow us on Instagram, When Dreams Collide. Visit our website, which is whendreamscollide.com, and subscribe to the mailing list there. We have some exciting things we're going to be sending out strictly to our subscribers. And number 5, share this message with everybody.
There you go.
Everyone that you know could use this message. That you know, if it touched you, if it inspired you in any way, shape, form, or fashion, make sure you share the message with everybody. And we will see you all again on Monday.
That's right.
We'll be here Monday through Friday at 7 a.m. Central Standard Time. If you visit our website or any of our social media platforms, you'll see a flyer, a graphic that we posted to share what time that is in different time zones in different countries. Okay, so you can find your country and know what time we come on in your country as well, and share with everybody that you know. We're looking forward to season 2 of Motivational Moment in the Morning with each and every one of you.
Share.